So today what I'm going to show you is very simply how to do a real quick cam in Inventor. You're going to first have to do a motion graph. You have to complete a motion graph. This is just for butterfly wings to go up and to go down. You can see that the height of the wing is here, and then the peak of the height is 2 inches, and it starts at 1/2 of an inch. Okay, and it goes up to 2 inches and comes back down to 1/2 an inch. And then what this person has done is they've taken and plotted this onto a polar graph. And that polar graph is what we're actually going to create in Inventor to go ahead and to do this. So let's go ahead and do that. Open up Inventor, and I've already got an IPT opened up, and we're going to start a 2D sketch, and we're just going to put that 2D sketch on the XY plane. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to grab my circle tool, and I'm going to make it a construction line, and I'm going to just start coming out every 1/4 of an inch with that. And you can see, oh, yeah, there it goes, it's a construction line. What I'm going to try and do is just kind of keep my, I'm going to try and keep my lines, my dimension lines, so they're kind of out of the way. I'm just going to try to make this keep them off to the side here so that they don't interfere with anything else. Sort of keeping them all in a line right here on that 0-degree angle. And again, so this one's going to be 1, and the next one's going to be 1.25. Next one's going to be 1.5, 1.75. And finally, we're going to go to 2 inches. Okay, and that's the limit that I have my students do their cam with. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab the standard line. I'm going to leave it as as a construction line. I'm going to come to absolute 0. I'm going to bring it up where it intersects, and I'm going to make a construction line there. And then I'm going to do a circular copy to make my own polar graph here. So that's my geometry that I selected. I'm going to select the axis here. Okay, by selecting that tool, and then I'm going to make 8 of them because I'm just going to go 45 degrees. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is come in here with my point tool. I'm going to take off that, and I'm going to start at 1/2 of an inch. Okay, so there's a 1/4 of an inch, so there's 1/2 of an inch, right? And then if we look at the design, right, so here's at 1/2 an inch, and actually it goes 1/2 inch here, it goes bigger there. So we're going to start 1/2 inch, and then at 45 we go out to 0.75. It looks like 90 we're at 1 inch, and it looks like we're at 1.75 or close to it at 135. So let's go back in there and do that. So we're going to start 1/2 inch here, and what I'm going to do is go back and forth from each side. So I'm going to go this intersection and the intersection here at 45. And then we said at, so this has to be, it's going to be at 2 inches here, right? So we're going to come back in here. So we got 4 there, so we're going to go every other one. Let's come down. Go there. I'm going to come here and here, and we're going to come in. Really going to bring this in about halfway here. I'm just going to guesstimate it for right now, because right now I'm not, if I were doing this exact, I would, really plot this out like a little bit better if I wanted to here. And in actuality, it looks like it came out a little bit more than that. Because this is actually going to come down. This cam is going to come down a little bit here. So I'm going to bring this cam out. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to go ahead and take my interpolation spline here. And this is going to come out a little bit when this happens. So it's not going to be absolutely this perfect up and down spline. It's going to almost become a heart-shaped cam. Okay, and once we do that, oh, and I forgot, let's Control Z that away because I forgot to do that last line in here. So I'm going to come out, do this again. And all I'm using is those dots that I did there. And you can see how nicely that came out. It's a good looking cam. We're going to take this, we're going to escape out of this. We're going to take that first circle there. We're going to make that first circle. All we're going to do is make that a solid line. So just by selecting it and undoing our construction line, that becomes a solid line. You can see that we're finished there. We're going to go ahead and finish this sketch. And we're going to zoom out a little bit. We're going to go to extrude. So I just hit the E key. It's a hotkey that's used. And of course, right now it's not moving over there. I have this on my other screen. So I'm going to bring this out. I'm going to make that extrude. No, we don't want it to extrude quite out that far. We want to. We're going to extrude just this part. And we're going to have it come out a 1/4 of an inch. And there is our cam right there. You can see that the hole goes all the way through. And then if you're going to use this, it needs some work planes in here. So let's put a couple of work planes so that we can then constrain it in our work. So we're going to come out here with a work plane. We're going to expand origin over here. We're going to put an XZ work plane in. We want to make sure that that goes right through the center here. So we're just going to come back in here. We're going to just grab that a little bit. We're going to leave it at 0. Green check it right there. We're in good shape. And then we're going to put another work plane in that's going to be on the XY work plane. And we're going to pull that over. We're going to pull that in 0.125. We're going to take that halfway in. And so what this is going to do is this is going to allow us to put our follower. When we put our follower in here, we're going to be able to mate the center of our cam with the center of our follower. And we're going to be able to mate this work plane with a work plane that's going to go through the axle of the autonoma. So there it is. There's your cam.